So my dad is Peyton. He's a full colonel in the military. Right now he's stationed in Ottawa. I'm not really sure what he's doing, something classified. But I mean, he's been through a lot of it now, and he's, I think, coming up on 30 years pretty soon in the Army. So he's definitely been around it, and it's taught me a lot as well. I was born in St. Albert, Alberta, when my dad was stationed in Edmonton. I lived there until I was 6, and in that time my dad went on two tours from the time I was born till we moved. When I was 6, we moved to Ottawa. At the same time that he was being posted to Ottawa and we were moving here, he was actually doing his tour in Afghanistan for 7 months. A year after we lived in Ottawa, he was posted to Kuwait in the Middle East. And we went with him for that year in Kuwait. And we were there for a year, and a lot of different experiences, really cool as a kid to see. I was 7 turning 8 the year I lived in Kuwait, and for a young kid, a lot of times people are so isolated in Canada and you don't really get to see what's outside of North America and all the different cultures. But I think that year I traveled to 16 different countries just because we were already so close to everything when we were there. So the cool experience to see as a young kid, like all the different cultures, and you really learn like it's not just us here, like there's a lot more to see. It's his first year back in Ottawa, and really not sure how long he'll be there for. It's always kind of a bit of a guessing game, and then we'll see where he ends up after that. But that's just part of kind of what comes along with it, and then I've been around it too, so moving around with him when he's been stationed, sometimes going with him, sometimes staying at home without him with just my mom and my brother. It's not an easy thing to do, especially younger. I remember nights when I would just cry and get one of my dad's t-shirts and just smell it all night because he'd be gone and you wouldn't know what would be happening. But for other kids out there and stuff, it's all good. Like what they're doing is incredible for our country, and that's really what you just gotta have in the back of your mind. I started playing when I was 3.5 or 4. I started pretty early. I think I was actually watching TV, and I was watching a hockey game. It was Mario Lemieux because I was so young, and then I got a mini stick right after, and then it went from there. A lot of like what my dad, obviously he wasn't there and saying like learn. He doesn't really know much about hockey, to be honest with you. All of his life lessons are more like what kind of pays off. Like just all of what he like learns in the military and what he teaches in the military about like work effort and like just going hard at everything you do, and that preparation and focus is what really comes out and what pays off. And then as for my mom, she did a lot of the hauling me to rinks when I was younger and getting me everywhere because my dad wasn't there a lot, but both of them have always been there and supporting me, and no matter what. Like a lot of it is the same main components that we have. My dad says it all the time. Every time we'll be talking, I'm just trying to focus on hockey and he's mixing in some soldier slang and I'm just nodding my head, but like it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. Like you really do take a lesson from what he has to say because it relates a lot. Teamwork, they're always together. They rely on each other like brothers, and it's the same as hockey players. I mean, we go out there and we battle with a group of guys that we have to call our brothers, and we have to support each other. And then just effort and sacrifice. Like they've seen so much and they know what they're doing, and they have to go out every time, whether they're posted or overseas or at home, they have to work extremely hard. And I think that relates to hockey, because no matter what the situation is, you have to be going hard all the time. Thank you to not only my father, but all the Canadian Forces, the families. It's a big sacrifice, and I think not only me, but everyone here would thank you greatly.